Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Today we are checking out the Wera Screw Gripper. So this is the 2-pack of the screw grippers that you can get. One is for insulated screwdrivers, and then the other one's for smaller shank screwdrivers. So what I want to do today is I want to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. This package is already open. I've actually been messing around with these for a little bit. And, you know, everything that I've seen on YouTube has been a glowing review about these things. But, you know, they do work as intended, but there are some downsides to them that I want to let you guys know about before, you know, you make the decision on whether or not these are worth buying. So you actually can get these in a single pack. Or the double pack. If you are going to get them, I would definitely recommend that you get the 2-pack because this isn't going to fit thicker shafts like this. It's just going to be, there's just no way that's going to fit in there. So if you're going to get these, I would definitely recommend getting the 2-pack just so you have a wider selection of screwdrivers that you can use. Yeah, this one is made for you know, insulated screwdrivers, but it fits well on these larger shank screwdrivers. So definitely would, if you're going to invest in them, just go ahead and get the 2-pack, and if they come out with a 3-pack, just go ahead and get the 3-pack, because I also believe they have one that's specifically used for hex keys as well. All right, so to kind of get a little close up, so this here, this is the larger screw gripper, and as you can see, there's a big difference in the hole. Now, these are supposed to be universal. They're supposed to be able to be used with, you know, hex shank screwdrivers, square shank screwdrivers, and I can tell you right off the top, there's definitely some screwdrivers that work better with these than others, and I'm going to kind of get into that and show you. So looking at, for instance, an insulated screwdriver, so that's where this one is going to be used. So it has the BDE collaring, and it fits pretty well in there, as you can tell, and it does definitely hold the screws. I mean, once you put this sucker on there, it's not going anywhere. They definitely do what they say they're going to do. I mean, you know, you can really whip this thing, and that screw is not coming off. It does work very well with these. Of course, it works very well with the Wera screwdrivers as well. Again, now I will say this, Phillips drive works much better at holding the screw than slotted. Naturally, of course, I mean, that would naturally be the case. So, but it still does do a great job holding these slotted screws in place as well. They do a very good job holding these screws in. Like I said, obviously slotted is not going to be quite as good as Phillips, but it does hold it on there quite well. Now, where you're going to come into some issues using these is with slotted square shanks or hex shanks. Now, these are supposed to be universal, so you can use with, you know, whatever style of shank screwdriver you have. But to be truthful with you, that's not really that's not what I've found. So what you'll see, you can stick your screwdriver in, right? And this has kind of a square shank to it. Now watch what happens whenever I stick it in there. All right, so we got it focused in there. So what actually ends up happening with the square shank? See, right now it looks like it's in there pretty good. But of course you can't leave it like that because there has to be space for the screw to sit in there. So you kind of have to pull it back just a hair. You need it to be about right there. Now look where it's offset. It's not center. And no matter what you do and how you spin it, it doesn't stay in the center, which basically makes this thing useless. You know, when you're trying to screw something in, and that's pretty much what your screw looks like. it's canted off to the side. So you don't really get a good grip on the screw with these style of screwdrivers. Now you don't have that same issue with round shank. So with the round shank, it fits perfect in there, and you can get it lined up exactly where you need it to be, and there's no issue at all. So you put your screw on there, and there's no issue as far as getting a good hold on it, and you can screw and screw and screw for days, and that screw is not going to let go. Now, something I do want to point out is the design of it is actually quite genius, because if you look, this plastic collar, there's a space for it to move up and down. So it can move up and down. So that's what allows you to be able to press up against whatever it is. It opens up, and you can, go ahead and get your screw seated flush. It does a great job, like I said, at holding the screw. It does a phenomenal job with that. And I'll show you real quick what it looks like kind of up close whenever you're screwing something in. All right, so just to kind of show you guys the whole process. And show you how that collar works. It's actually pretty genius, the design. So you see the collar starting to come up, and that allows you to seat your screw flush. But it definitely works a lot better with a round shank than what it does with a square shank. So that's something that you definitely want to keep in mind. I mean, these things are, I think it's like it's over $20 for just these two pieces alone. So, it's definitely something you want to keep in mind. I mean, if your favorite screwdriver is, something like this and has a square shank on it, it's not going to work very good with the slotted screws with this particular accessory. Now, one of the ugly things that, I definitely want to point out is, look how thin the plastic is there. I mean, it is extremely thin, so you definitely have to be delicate with these. You don't want to be roughhousing with these or being real hard on them. You definitely kind of got to be delicate with them, because that is not a lot of plastic at all. So yeah, I appreciate you all stopping by. I didn't see many videos out there that really went into these in detail and really really scrutinized them. Most everybody's videos on these are just saying and talking about how awesome they are. Yeah, they're pretty good, but I certainly wouldn't recommend using them with power tools just because of how thin the plastic is. I mean, if you're really driving home screws with these things, I feel like that would snap pretty daggone easily. So I would definitely stay away from the power tools. But at any rate, if you guys got anything out of this, definitely would appreciate a like and subscribe if you can. And definitely if you are interested in buying these, definitely click on the affiliate link in the description. I do get a small commission. It's not much, it's not anything to write home about, but it is something tiny. And I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.